What's up everybody, welcome back. Today's story is about George Foreman. Please like the video and subscribe. So George Edward Foreman was born on January 10th, 1949 in Marshall, Texas. Raised in Houston's Fifth Ward, an impoverished and crime-ridden neighborhood. Foreman faced a difficult upbringing. His biological father left the family when he was young, and his stepfather J.D. Foreman took over raising him. But the family struggled financially. Growing up in poverty deeply impacted George, and he often found himself getting into trouble as a teenager. He dropped out of school at the age of 15 and joined a gang, engaging in petty crime and living recklessly. By the time he was 16 years old, Foreman's future seemed bleak. He spent his days getting into fights and scuffles, living on the edge. In a candid reflection of his youth, Foreman later admitted that he was full of anger and hopelessness, lacking direction in life. His temper and rebellious nature were leading him down a dangerous path. However, a significant turning point came when Foreman encountered the Job Corps, a government program aimed at providing education and vocational training to disadvantaged youth. His time in the Job Corps proved to be life-altering, as it introduced him to boxing and helped him channel his aggression into something productive. George Foreman joined the Job Corps in the year 1965 and moved to California, where he began training in boxing under the guidance of Doc Brodus, a former boxer who saw potential in the young man. Brodus became a father figure to Foreman and helped him focus on developing his skills in the ring. Foreman was a natural. His size, he stood at 6'3" feet and weighed 200 pounds. His size, together with his raw power, made him an intimidating presence. As he honed his craft, he quickly realized that boxing could provide him with a path out of poverty and a way to achieve success. In the year 1968, Foreman's hard work paid off when he qualified for the US Olympic boxing team. That same year at the Summer Olympics in Mexico City, Foreman dominated the heavyweight division, winning the gold medal. His victory was particularly memorable because after defeating the Soviet boxer Chepulis in the final, Foreman waved a small American flag in the ring, a gesture that took on special meaning during a politically charged era. The victory was the first major step in Foreman's journey to becoming a global boxing star, and it opened doors for him as he transitioned into the professional ranks. Foreman turned professional in the year 1969, and over the next few years, he built a reputation as one of the most fearsome punchers in the sport. He won his first 37 professional fights, with 34 of those victories coming by knockout. His brutal punching power earned him the nickname Big George. By 1973, Foreman was poised for a shot at the heavyweight title. That year, on January 22nd, Foreman faced the undefeated heavyweight champion Joe Frazier in Kingston, Jamaica.
And we'll find out tonight just how good George Foreman is in punching and in taking a punch.
Frazier, known for his resilience and aggressive fighting style, was expected to give Foreman a tough fight. However, the fight turned out to be shockingly one-sided, in what would later be dubbed the Sunshine Showdown. Foreman knocked Frazier down 6 times in 2 rounds before the referee stopped the fight. Foreman's victory was so dominant that it led to one of the most famous boxing calls in history, with the commentator Howard Cosell repeatedly shouting, "Down goes Frazier, down goes Frazier."
He is saying it, you may hear him. Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier!
With the victory, Foreman became the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, and his reign seemed unstoppable. Over the next year, he defended his title with ease, including a brutal knockout of Ken Norton, who was another highly respected fighter. In 1974, Foreman's career reached a turning point when he agreed to face Muhammad Ali in what would become one of the most famous boxing matches of all time, the Rumble in the Jungle. The fight took place in Kinshasa, Zaire, which is now the Democratic Republic of Congo. The fight took place on October 30th, 1974. I'm telling you, the build-up was massive. Foreman, the undefeated champion, was heavily favored to win. He was younger, stronger, and had a fearsome knockout record, while Ali, who had lost his title years earlier, was considered past his prime. However, Ali had a strategy that would go down in boxing history, known as the rope-a-dope. Ali spent much of the fight leaning against the ropes, allowing Foreman to punch himself out. Foreman unleashed a barrage of powerful punches, but as the rounds progressed, he began to tire. By the 8th round, Ali saw his opportunity. He unleashed a series of quick punches that left Foreman dazed. And with just seconds remaining in the round, Ali knocked Foreman out. The upset was monumental, and Foreman lost his heavyweight title in one of the most dramatic fights in boxing history. The loss to Ali shook Foreman's confidence, and although he continued to fight, the defeat haunted him. In 1977, after a surprising loss to Jimmy Young, Foreman experienced what he described as a near-death spiritual encounter in the locker room after the fight. He later claimed to have seen visions of his own death, leading him to a religious awakening. Foreman decided to retire from boxing and dedicate his life to God, becoming a born-again Christian. Foreman turned his back on boxing for over a decade. He became an ordained minister and opened the George Foreman Youth and Community Center in Houston, where he worked with at-risk youth, using his own experience to guide young people away from a life of crime. Foreman's ministry work became his main focus, and he used his platform to share his story of redemption and faith. For many years, Foreman lived quietly, preaching and doing charitable work. His newfound purpose in life gave him a sense of peace, but he also found out that running his youth center and supporting his family was financially challenging. By the late 1980s, Foreman faced financial difficulties, and he began to consider an unlikely solution, returning to boxing. In the year 1987, at the age of 38, George Foreman shocked the world by announcing his comeback to boxing. Many were skeptical. Foreman was no longer the lean, muscular fighter of his youth. He had gained weight and looked out of shape, leading many to dismiss him as a serious contender. However, Foreman proved his critics wrong. Over the next several years, he fought his way back up the ranks, relying on his experience, punching power, and newfound calmness in the ring. Foreman's comeback culminated in one of the most improbable moments in sports history. In November 5th, 1994, at the age of 45, Foreman faced Michael Moore, a much younger and faster opponent for the heavyweight title. Despite being behind on the scorecards for most of the fight, Foreman remained patient. In the 10th round, he landed a powerful right hand that knocked Moore out, making Foreman the oldest heavyweight champion in boxing history. The victory was a testament to Foreman's resilience and determination, and it solidified his status as a boxing legend. Foreman's comeback wasn't just limited to the ring. In the mid-90s, he became the face of the George Foreman's Grill, a lean, fat-reducing grilling machine that became a massive commercial success. Foreman's charismatic personality and down-to-earth image helped make the product a hit with consumers. Over the years, the grill sold more than 100 million units worldwide, and Foreman earned an estimated $200 million from the endorsement. In fact, Foreman's earnings from the grill far surpassed what he made in his entire boxing career, thus cementing his legacy as not only a boxing icon, but also a savvy entrepreneur. George Foreman's life is a story of transformation and reinvention, from a troubled youth to a world champion, from a preacher to a successful businessman. Foreman has continuously defied the odds and redefined what is possible. His ability to reinvent himself both in and out of the ring has made him a beloved figure, not only in the world of sports, but also in popular culture. As a two-time heavyweight champion, Olympic gold medalist, and successful entrepreneur, Foreman's legacy is one of resilience, faith, and perseverance. He remains an inspiration to millions, showing that no matter how many times you fall, with hard work and determination, you can rise again. Thanks for watching. Please like the video, drop a comment, and subscribe.